Hi everyone, it is now October and it has been going by just as fast as September. I'm going to do my huge September wrap up, and I didn't get a ton read in September. I read 3 books in September and then I read 2 other books just this week. This video is mostly going to talk about Comic-Con because that is my entire September preparation was Comic-Con, and I'm celebrating with my blue Jinx wig because I know you guys are asking, even though you didn't ask, did I finish Jinx? Did I? I did, guys. I finished Jinx. It is done. It is in need of repair because conventions break your costumes, but it is done. The next question, did I win the contest? Sadly, no. I was not entered as a finalist in the Salt Lake Comic-Con cosplay celebration, but you know, moving on, no hard feelings. I just know I need to improve so that I can enter and I will win. Day 1 was Thursday and I dressed up as Raven from Teen Titans, and it was mainly just a relaxed day just to see kind of what booths were there and also just get a feel of everybody else in costume. I also got to meet the Phelps Twins, Oliver and James, and they are so dreamy and they're so nice. I actually got to talk to them for a little bit and actually recommended them a nice hangout spot to go and try after a long day. When all is said and done, my main reason for meeting the Phelps Twins was so they can sign my copy of the Deathly Hallows, and they did. So that is one item checked off of my convention checklist. We went to their panel later that night and it was so funny. It was a huge Q&A where they were asked a lot of questions and so many good answers. On Friday I dressed up as my Eleanor costume from BioShock, which I entered into the contest, and my legs were so sore by the end of the night, but I still got to see a lot of things. I got to meet a lot of interesting people. They were really excited to see my costume, especially with the helmet on. However, mid-con shenanigans, my helmet fan broke, so I had to take it off and I couldn't wear it the rest of the convention, which was really frustrating because I wanted to wear it. But in that process I got to meet Felicia Day. I went to her panel the year before and she seemed really nice and I just really wanted to go meet her in person, so I did, and I bought her book, which is You're Never Weird on the Internet, and she signed it for me and I cannot wait to read this. She's very big on anti-bullying and acceptance and just being who you are, no matter how weird you might be. So obviously she's a really great individual. Saturday was the big day and I was supposed to show up all bright and early in my Jinx costume and see everybody and do a lot of things. However, I didn't show up until after 2 o'clock and I was running to make it to the League of Legends meetup so that we can get our picture taken and I can meet fellow cosplay enthusiasts. And I met 2 other Jinx cosplays. They were really nice ladies and we got to share how we made each gun and just what we did. Originally I was going to wear my friend's really long blue Jinx wig, but it was way too heavy and my head is too small to fit into it, so then I bought this one. That is basically my Comic-Con wrap-up. I bought a lot of great fan art. I was actually given a Jinx bookmark for free because the artist was really happy with my cosplay. So that was my Salt Lake Comic-Con experience. It was really great and I'm really excited for what is in store with their next Fan X convention, which will be in about 5 to 6 months time. I think they said it was going to be around Easter, so I'll be looking out for that and I'll update you guys as we continue. We can get started on the books I have read for September, which first was Opal by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I did finish it. I know I was really struggling with it the month of August, and it still kind of was disappointing for me. I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars just because I really enjoyed the ending. Jennifer L. Armentrout really knows how to write an ending, but I was just not enthralled, and the characters continued to irritate me, and it felt really slow. So I'm probably going to take a break for this book series. I don't know if I'm going to continue. So that's pretty much what I have to say about that. And I know a lot of people love the Lux series, but I can't get into it. The next book I read was The Ferry Guardian by Rachel Morgan, and this was actually recommended by Benjamin from Benjamin of Tomes, and I loved it. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. The way Rachel Morgan writes the setting and the development of the characters was really enthralling. The third book I read was Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chobsky, and I cannot say his last name. I'm very, very sorry. But I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, which is totally, I knew I would. I loved the movie, and the book is pretty much the same thing, except it's told differently. Instead of seeing all the events that happen, you are reading about them as they are written down, journal style, as he's writing to his pen pal. And I loved it so much. It was so good, and at the very end, the twist, it was still heart-wrenching, even though I knew it was already going to happen. Then Comic-Con got in the way, and I was struggling to finish my weapons, and in doing so, I did not read any more books throughout the entire month of September. I worked on reading The Fairy Prince by Rachel Morgan, which is the sequel to The Ferry Guardian, and then I also was working on Tinkborn by Karen Sandler. I am about halfway and I'm still reading it. Then comes to the first week of October that I finished The Fairy Prince, and its ending was so spectacular that I had to pick up the third one, which was The Fairy War. The second book, The Fairy Prince, it took me a long time to read just because of Comic-Con, and so I wasn't as engaged as the first book, so I only gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars, but I'm probably a little biased. It was still really good. It was a great continuation on the story, and it just keeps getting better and better, and the way it ended, I had to pick up the third one, and I read that in one day. I could not put it down. It was turn after turn after turn, and some things were a little predictable, but I could not stop reading it. I had to finish the whole entire story. I gave it a 5 out of 5. It was amazing. I know there's a fourth book called The Fairy Secret. However, it doesn't follow Violet and Rin from the first 3 books. They are sub-characters, as it follows Calla, which is Rin's younger sister. So I'm planning on picking up that book, but later, because it's not a continuation, it's just a side story, a new plot, and everything like that. So I'm not as invested and needing to grab my hands on it as soon as possible. I will read it, but just later. I'm determined to finish Tinkborn. It will happen as soon as possible, hopefully in the next day or two. That is my crazy month of September. That all is wrapped up and it's shining glory. I am not going to post a October TBR because I have exams for school, and then I also don't think I will get anywhere close to finishing a TBR, so I'm just going to read books on my shelf as I grasp them and hope I get more in than just a measly 3 or 4 books. I will be trying really hard to read and update you guys and post more videos. I have a lot of videos in mind and in its pre-recording stages. I'm really, really excited to keep updating you guys and get some great new booktube things that will be coming into the mail shortly. So please stand by for more videos. Catch you later. Bye.